Hi, everyone. Welcome to this Devex webinar, Meet the Next Generation Development Professional. I'm Kate Warren, Senior Director and Editor of Careers and Recruiting at Devex, and I'll be your moderator today. So here at Devex, we are seeing a lot of changes in the development sector. There's new sources of funding, new actors, new technologies, really quickly changing the way we do development. And this led us to wonder, what will the next generation of development professionals look like, and what will they need to be successful? So in partnership with the U.S. Agency for International Development's Global Development Lab and Population Services International, Devex conducted a survey of the development community to see what tools, skills, and approaches they think the next generation of development professionals will need to thrive and succeed. So today we are excited to talk about the findings of the survey, what we think they mean for the development industry as a whole, and what they mean for you as professionals. I'm joined today by two excellent speakers from partner organizations. First, we have Alexis Bunnell, who's the Chief of Applied Innovation and Acceleration in the U.S. Global Development Lab. If you're not familiar with the Global Development Lab, it serves kind of like the innovation incubator for USAID, and they harness the power of science, technology, innovation, and partnership to accelerate development impact faster, cheaper, and more sustainably. I think I've also heard her referred to as the innovation guru at USAID. Alexis and the Global Development Lab are really at the forefront of many of these changes we are seeing, and she has kind of a front row seat to some of the disruption that tech and innovation are bringing to our sector. So I think she'll be able to bring a lot of insight into how these are impacting development. Then we also have Marshall Stowell, who's the Vice President of External Relations and Communications at Population Services International. PSI is a leading global health NGO based in Washington, D.C. They have over 8,900 staff members working on programs across 69 countries to help people lead healthier lives and plan the families they desire by marketing affordable products and services. So Marshall and PSI are seeing firsthand how these shifts are impacting the kind of work they do, how they do it, and the kind of people they need to do it. So it's really great to have both, I think, an implementer perspective as well as a funder perspective on these issues, and I look forward to hearing each of their insights. After our presentation, we will allow sufficient time for Q&A. So you'll be able to enter questions using the Questions tab or chat box in the WebEx window. So feel free to submit questions anytime during this webinar, and we'll be keeping track of them and try to get them all during the Q&A portion. If you have any technical problems, please note that I will not be able to deal with them during the webinar, but you can send a chat message to tech support, and they will be more than happy to assist you. During the webinar, we will be live tweeting from the @DevexCareers Twitter handle. Our Twitter hashtag for this and other Devex webinars is #DevWebinar. So if you want to interact with us or others listening to the webinar, then just use that hashtag. Again, it's #DevWebinar, and we'll look out for your tweets and retweet them. All right, well, I am going to go ahead and get started on the presentation. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to send them throughout the chat so we can get to them at the end. So I wanted to give a little bit of background on the survey. As I mentioned, we conducted this earlier this year in partnership with PSI and USAID's Global Development Lab, again, because we are seeing so many changes and involvement in this sector and wanted to understand how is this impacting the kinds of skills, approaches, technologies that professionals will need in the future to be successful. So we surveyed our community of development professionals. We had over 1,000 respondents, all very experienced. 65% had at least 10 years of experience working in the global development industry. So it's a very informed audience that we had here. And really from a broad variety of sectors, economic development, M&E specialists, administration, education, health, and with experience in every region of the world. Africa, Asia, Middle East, really I think it overlaps and mirrors where a lot of the development activity is today. The gender balance was slightly skewed towards male participants, which made up 62% of all respondents. And when we were looking at the data, we did see if there were differences in how different genders responded, different age groups responded, or different sectors responded. And when we noticed those differences, we kind of pulled those out, and we'll point out a few of those today. So next, I want to pass on to Marshall from PSI, who will talk about who will have the most impact on development in the future, according to our respondents. Marshall, hand it over to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and thanks for having me join you today. For those listening, the survey was featured in Impact Magazine, which PSI produces to provide global commentary on health issues. You can find the issue at psiimpact.com, and I sent the link around right now. So in the first slide that I'm going to go over, I'll go over the stats, and then I'll give you a bit of my reaction to what we saw.